Welcome to the ozgui.com screencast tutorial on installing Kubuntu or any version of Ubuntu, but it's version 9.10 for the one that's upcoming, Karmic Koala. This is Alpha 5 that I've downloaded, so it's not in the production version yet. This software's not out yet, so it's a sneak peek. This laptop that I'm installing it to doesn't have a hard drive. It's about 4 years old and the hard drive went faulty. So I'm going to try installing it to an external USB hard drive. So right now it's booted off the live CD. Now bear in mind I have sped up the video substantially because this computer was very slow. And I'm recording this with just a cheap little digital camera. So it's not in a virtual machine. So once you've loaded the live CD, it's got the latest version of KDE and it looks quite nice. And you just click on install and it brings up this installer. Now this installer is different to the Janty Jackalope version of the installer, so looks like they've made some major changes to the Ubuntu installer we've got to look forward to. It looks more user friendly. Here I'm selecting my region, going next. And keyboard layout, look, that looks very nice now. And partitioning, just saying I want to select to take over the whole hard drive. And putting username and password in. This laptop's going to be for my car. I'm going to install it inside my car. So, just calling it MR2 and calling the name of the computer kit. As in Knight Rider kit. So stay tuned for future videos from me about installing car computers and integrating Linux into and a laptop into a car and the car systems. Anyway, that's a bit of a project for me. Here we can see it's just installing. And KDE's got this thing where it pops up with devices, whether they are present or not, and so it pops up on the right there. You can see some devices, and that's just the hard drive, saying that it had formatted and mounted the external hard drive, and now it's copying all the files across. Now, this is like a review as well as a tutorial, so I have to say that I'm pretty impressed so far from what I've seen with KDE 9.1. Ubuntu 9.1 and KDE 4.3 or something. Whatever the latest version is. It's still copying files, won't be long. Now if you have any requests for any screencast tutorials or videos you'd like me to make for you, please leave a comment on my channel in YouTube, or register on my website, and you can, more than open to suggestions and things like that. So the website address will be at the bottom of the screen. The website's all about open source and Linux and operating systems and GUIs and software basically. So I'm looking for people who are interested in volunteering to help, so please let me know if you're interested. Also please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also find me on Twitter, and you can also find me on Facebook and Dig. So, if you have any suggestions for any other websites that I should become members of to spread the open source goodness, then let me know. There's a Facebook group as well, and a Facebook page with fans and stuff, and some of these videos are also published on there. Just letting you know. So as we can see, it's almost finished copying. And once it's finished, you just have to reboot. Bear in mind this is an alpha, so if you see any funny errors, just, you know, it's just because of that, but it's okay. It works pretty good for me. One of the things with Ubuntu 9.1 Karmic Koala is it's got the new version of Grub 2.0, which the older versions don't have, and it's much better. It's a bootloader. It's what makes your Linux boot up at the beginning, and I needed on this laptop to use that new version of Grub because I'm using an external hard drive, or I'm wanting to install the operating system into an external USB storage device. The older version of Grub doesn't seem to be able to do that very well or very easily. It is possible, and I have gotten it to work in the past, but I haven't been able to get it to work with the last two versions of Ubuntu, but the version before that it did work with, so I don't know. But anyway, and the video should be starting back up, and you'll get to see the desktop of it running from my portable hard drive. I like the startup sequence of this Ubuntu. It's very pretty. I like the KDE startup sequence too, and I'm thinking with this new version, once it becomes stable, I might use this desktop environment instead of Genome, give it a go, because there's a few KDE apps that I are really particularly fond of, like Kden Live. So there aren't really any Genome apps that I'm really hooked on, so probably better maybe to switch back to KDE, which I used to use, so we'll see how I go. Thanks for watching the video. Take care, all the best, may the open source be with you.